자, 오늘 전화 연결 한번 해보겠습니다. 오늘은 연인과 오래 사귈 수 있는 방법에 대해서 연애 상담 전문가죠. 댄 블룸님과 전화 한번 해보겠는데요. Do you know this guy?
No, I've never heard of Dan. Dan, hello?
Dan?
Hello? 안녕하세요.
Why don't you introduce yourself to our listeners out there?
Sure. Well, actually, my life is quite unique. Ever since I was 6 months old, I've been living overseas.
Good for you.
Thank you. It's opened my mind to different cultures and languages.
Okay.
And I came to Korea in 2007.
Okay. And what do you do for a living currently in Korea?
Actually, I moved out of Korea. I'm currently technically a global nomad. I live and work on my computer.
Oh,
so
nomad.
That's giving me the liberty to travel around and do different things.
So where are you right now, then, Dan?
Right now, I'm in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
And is it true that you do some relationship counseling?
I would say more dating counseling, but I do offer some relationship advice as well.
Okay, you just told us that you are a technically traveling nomad, but what was your main motivation to jump into this field? Romantic counseling.
Well, actually, sure. Well, when I first came to Korea, I found myself in a new culture and a new place. I was by myself. I didn't have any friends, so I had to force myself to go out and meet people. But to do that, I had to learn the language and learn the culture. Mm-hmm. And also, at one point, I was single. I wanted a girlfriend. So even that was a challenge for me because I was quite shy, and I wasn't familiar with Korean culture. So I had to learn from talking to people and reading books. And at one point, actually, I had a really fulfilling dating life and relationship life that people started asking me questions.
Okay.
And little by little, I started getting more and more questions. And I said, well, I might as well just create a website that would help people with their relationship challenges or their dating challenges or even just having a girlfriend or a boyfriend from Korea.
Okay, so as an expert, what do you think is the most important aspect in terms of maintaining a long-term relationship, sir?
Sure. I think that, the main thing is being willing to commit to one. I think that maybe 50 years ago, our parents, our grandparents, they lived in a world that was quite limited to only one type of relationship. But these days, especially in Korea, because of its economic advancements, people have choices. And so long-term relationships is no longer the only choice of having a relationship. So people, if they want a long-term relationship, they find themselves having to work more at it, having to commit more to it, having to accept that the person that they're with for a long-term relationship is changing or has a lot of things happening to that person, and they must stay as involved as possible in that other person's life.
Wow, that's very deep and meaningful, Dan. Can I ask you for one other tip? You
Sure.
said you had a very healthy dating life. What's the best thing for lonely singletons out there? How can they get a date? What's the easiest way to appeal to the opposite sex?
Well, actually, I think that the easiest thing to do is to know what you yourself want as an individual. What would be your ideal member of the opposite sex? What would you look for, aside from the physical aspects? And then going out there and trying to find that person or meet that person.
And
chances are you would actually find that person in places you already go or things you already do.
So personally, what do you think is more important, looks or personality?
I would say I would say they both matter.
Well, if
say
you
that,
are to choose one aspect.
Okay. Personally, I would choose personality.
Okay.
The good answer, Dan, yes.
Yay, thank you.
Okay, if you do come back to Korea, why don't you stop by the studio and replace Peter there?
Sure, I'd love that.
Anytime, Dan, okay? Thanks a lot for being on the line.
You're very welcome.
Okay, bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.